Smartphone Republic, and today we'll be reviewing the iPhone 5C. Starting off with the design, and Apple have always been known to make premium devices. Now, I know what you're thinking, plastic, does it feel good in the hand? Does it feel premium? Premium, no, but comfortable, yes. It's one of the most comfortable devices I've held. The Apple executive calls it hardcore plastic, but I just call it normal plastic, which Apple did actually spend some time on, because the phone is easy to handle and easy to grip, and also feels good in the hand. In terms of specs, no fingerprint scanner found on the iPhone 5C. However, it does share the same 8 megapixel camera that the iPhone 5S has. Also, it doesn't have the dual tone flash. The screen is still the 4-inch 1136 by 640p display, which gives it 326 ppi. So the Retina display has very saturated and accurate colors, and it also gets very bright outdoors. Apple made this device cheaper, so under the hood you have the old A6 processor, which was in the iPhone 5 with 1GB RAM, and the latest iOS 7.1.1, which is getting updated to iOS 8 soon. Even though it is a dual-core 1.3 GHz processor, it still outperforms some quad-core Android phones out there. It's not the fastest phone, but it's still powerful, especially for a cheaply made device. As I mentioned, software-wise, iOS 7 is an improvement to iOS 6, more because it's a visual overhaul with a few more extra useful features. However, it's still very restricted, and there's no customizability for most things, such as the keyboard and all, but iOS 8 does change that. But for right now, we're stuck with iOS 7, which is the reason most people choose Android. Number one is customizability. iOS 7 is not an open source platform like Android is. I think that's why more people blame Android to be more susceptible to viruses. However, it is smooth, I gotta give it that. Frame rates are always high, and this thing can handle it easily with no problem, especially multitasking, even with the 1GB RAM. Apple are always about optimization, that's why they don't give you the highest end specs. Speaker wise, the headphone jack is on the bottom, which is good, with the lightning charging port. On top you do have the power button, and with the speaker grills it's 4 dots now instead of the pretty iPhone metallic speaker grills, which had 2. The audio quality is pretty good and pretty loud, especially for a device like this. Onto the camera now. Apple have the easiest way to access the camera. It's also a very simple looking UI for the camera, which have different video, photo, square and panorama mode. I actually quite like the interface. It's not customizable or professional in that matter, however it does give you a number of modes, which I do quite like, and the front facing camera is one of the best on any phone as well, because it has good quality, especially compared to the Sony devices. 1080p video test. As you can see, it's very good quality. Apple know their shit when it comes to cameras. Onto battery life now, and Apple have always struggled in terms of battery life because their phones are so thin and small. They can't really fit big batteries, and since the iPhone 5 had a 1440 mAh battery, people thought since the 5C was an upgrade to 1570 mAh that it will have way better battery life. I'd say the battery life's like 3% better, not that much. It's still the same iOS battery life, which drains really fast. And as you can see, I'm on 80%, which on any other smartphone would probably be on like 90%, doing the exact same tasks. Reason being is because Apple like to keep their devices small and compact and thin and fast, etc. However, they don't consider having the best battery life. They do optimize the software, but at the end of the day, you definitely can't get a full days of use with screen on time at around 80% and LTE and Wi-Fi on, etc. However, I'd say it's mediocre. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. In summary, I think the iPhone 5C is an upgrade to the iPhone 5, but not by much. Reason being because it does come in different colors and it does feel good in the hand. However, I still think Apple need to improve their phone game and make a bigger device with a bigger battery and a bigger screen. The Retina display is okay since the colors and viewing angles and contrast and brightness is all good. However, iOS 7 is still the same restricted software as we got in 2007. I think iOS 8 is a big overhaul, but since I'm an Android fan, I wouldn't recommend the iPhone because for the same price, you could get an LG G2 for much cheaper. I'm Smartphone Republic. Thanks for watching.